I want to show you a picture. This is the separation wall in the West Bank. It separates Israel from Palestine, modern-day Israel, modern-day Palestine. If you ever look at the news, if you ever watch the news, you know that this is one of the most volatile, most violent, one of the darkest places on the planet today. This wall, you can see some people walking kind of down the road there for kind of reference, right? For scale. You can see how big this wall is. This is not some rinky-dink fence. This wall is almost 30 feet tall. And it's thick. I mean, it's designed to withstand like bombings and, all sorts of things. This wall, 30 feet tall, runs hundreds of miles down the border between modern-day Israel and Palestine. And again, it is one of the most violent and one of the most hotly contested areas of the world. This wall represents oppression, separation. This wall defines for people who's in and who's out, who is acceptable and who is unacceptable, who is chosen and loved by God, and who is an infidel, unchosen, ready to be sent straight to hell. That's what this wall represents. And those understandings are all simply defined by which side of the wall you live on. There's a British graffiti artist named Banksy that many of you know. And a number of years ago, Banksy went to the West Bank. And against this wall, he began to put up all of these different art pieces that he was working on. And one of the pieces he posted, this is back in, I think, 2005, about 8 years ago, was this. This huge, beautiful piece. Two boys with paintbrushes who have, not with guns, not with grenades, but with art, have ripped open this wall that represents separation and oppression and bitterness and anger and violence and territory rights. And instead, they have seen against the backdrop of this brokenness an oasis paradise. Hope, peace, oneness, joy, the beach and palm trees. A perfect 80-degree day. Amidst the rubble and the barbed wire fence, this artist gave us a vision of what is possible. Now, this is not a political statement. We are not talking about Israel and Palestine and who owns what and whatnot. That is not the goal here. The goal is simply to give you this picture that this artist, Banksy, saw against the backdrop that everybody else would see as a symbol of oppression and division and war. This artist, Banksy, saw something much more beautiful. He saw hope. He saw innocence. He saw beauty and peace. And Simeon, a Jew, an Israelite, living in an oppressed situation in the first century, scrambling to just survive under the might and the weight of the Roman Empire, sees salvation. And he doesn't see it simply for his people. He sees it for all nations, for pas laas, each and every human on earth. So the question for us is, can we see the salvation of the Lord this way?